Is he really interested in a relationship with you? Hello and happy new day, seekers. I'm Barbara de Engel, and today I'm going to pick tarot and Lenormand cards to help you find clarity about this very important question. The COVID lockdown has forced everybody into a new way of relating. If you're single and looking for someone new, then it's really difficult to meet somebody new, and most people are contacting potential new partners through social media or dating sites. And the problem is that we all want somebody to love, but how? Unless we can be with a person in person, how do we know that they really are interested in a relationship and that they really are the kind of person that they're telling us they are? So that's what we're going to be looking at today. I've got 3 packs of tarot cards. Have a look at each pack and choose a pack for the answer to your question. As you'll see in front are 3 different colored dice, and they have only one purpose, and that's to show me how to shuffle the cards or what cards to pick. So just have a look at the cards and choose a pack. I'll give you a moment or so. Okay, if you've chosen, I'm going to start out with pack number 1. So I'll just put the dice on those cards and move them out the picture. Put those over there. The red one tells me that we're going to draw every card that comes up. So card number 1 is the 10 of Wands. And this card can symbolize that the other person has perhaps been in a relationship where they were either expected to do more or maybe didn't do enough, because this card suggests that they don't really want to be bothered with the real work that's required to build a relationship. This is the card that always signifies somebody's just had enough or they don't want to do something. So just keep that in mind as you have your discussions with this potential partner. The next card, the Devil, reversed, is a card that says, be very careful. It's very easy to be seduced by somebody if you're not in their company, and even sometimes happens you get seduced even when you're in the company and you know that this person isn't going to be good for you. So the Devil says, if somebody isn't wanting to do the work on a relationship, the Devil reverse says he also doesn't want to be tied down into anything that he or she doesn't want. So let's see the next card. The Hierophant reversed. Now, upright, this card suggests someone who wants a relationship. Reversed, it suggests that someone isn't really ready for a relationship. And combined with the Devil here, I would suggest someone wants an open relationship, like friends with benefits. And there's probably going to be a choice coming up for you in a while as you start to look at this. And if you're the kind of person that's looking for someone to build a steady relationship with, you may find that this person, I don't know, they may just duck and dive. They may not make a commitment. They may be there and they're not there when you want to talk to them. So whenever so many cards come up reversed, it suggests that you not rush into anything, because these cards are all saying there's a warning there. And whether this warning signifies what the other person is going through, or whether it signifies that maybe you're not quite ready for a relationship, it's time for you to do some thinking about where you really are. So, Judgment. And the last card is the Hangman. Now, whenever the Hangman appears, it's upright, this card speaks of making a sacrifice, and reversed, it speaks about making meaningless sacrifices. So if you want to go into a relationship with someone who's really not wanting to be committed, but rather just in it for whatever he or she can get from you, then it's going to leave you in a very unhappy and uncomfortable and disappointed position. So the cards are just suggesting that pay attention to what people say, what they don't say, and be very aware of your own motives. If either you or the other person is already involved in a relationship and you're talking to someone because you don't feel like working on this current relationship, well, you know, and I know that that's going to bring trouble as well. So it's really up to you how you handle this. I'm going to draw a Lenormand card for you. And this Lenormand card is going to give you some advice. All right, oh dear, upside down. Right. The mouse card in Lenormand is a card that speaks about many little troubles and irritations. So if you're talking to someone and they promise to contact you and they don't, or they make an excuse, or they just disappear, what's the word? They ghost you, or they paperclip you, they just pop along when they just need somebody else to talk to. So be very careful. The hangman suggests that you could end up trying to support somebody who's not dealing with this, the painful issues in his or her own relationship, and the mouse suggests that this is going to literally undermine you eventually, and you're going to feel pretty uncomfortable and pretty unhappy. So the cards are suggesting that you give it a couple of months, but don't wait too long. You know, eventually you've got to get the message, and it's my hope that you get the message with clarity and spare yourself some heartache that could possibly have been averted. I hope that this gives you some insight. Please feel free. Let me know how you find this. I always value comments wherever they pop. And whether it's a negative or a positive comment, I really like hearing how these readings apply to you or bring you insight or don't bring you any insight. All right. The next pack of cards we're going to take is the number 2 pack. Move the dice out the way. This pack of cards is covered by the the yellow 2, and this dice is instructing me to take every second card for you. So we kind of like going for a random shuffling here. All right, 1, 2. All right, so the first card here is the Queen of Cups. And whenever the Queen of Cups appears in a relationship question, it suggests that somebody is highly emotional and not too logical. If this card is you, if you're feeling really desperate and wanting to know what this other person is all about, remember that your own emotions or your own neediness could make it difficult to see things as they really are. If this card symbolizes the person that you're talking to, this person may be also emotionally needy, pushy, moody, unresponsive. So I'll leave that up to you to just assess and see how this person is behaving. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And the Wheel of Fortune is often a timing card that says a relationship with this person is likely to have unhappy consequences. The wheel speaks about rushing into something perhaps, or perhaps just not clarifying something before you move into the relationship. And whenever it appears in the reverse position, it's never a bringer of good news. The next card, not that one, this one, the 9 of Pentacles. And looking at these cards, I would suggest that either you or the person that you're talking to doesn't want to be alone, but this relationship doesn't have much of a grounding at this stage in time. The next card is the Knight of Cups. Now, whenever there's a queen and a knight of the same suit, these are the cards of the lovers, let's face it. But the lover, when he's reversed, the Knight of Cups, when he's reversed, is often somebody who's just in it for the game, for the lark, trying to see what he or she can get, but there's no substance there. And as you see, the knight is not looking at the queen. The queen's very looking at her emotional things. So you may be very emotionally focused, but this person is not looking at what he or she can actually give you. So the last card, the Hierophant, suggests that the lockdown could actually be really good for you, because it could give you a nice old-fashioned grounding for a relationship. Now, the Hierophant says, play things by the rules. So it's always a good idea, and this happened in the olden days, you know. People actually spent a lot of time talking to each other before they actually went out on a date. So maybe lockdown could be good for you in the long run. But at this particular point in time, either you or the other person is not yet ready for the change or for the commitment to actually work on a relationship. All right, now your Lenormand card, is the garden. And this card often symbolizes a gathering together, a meeting of somebody. So I would suggest if you and this person are willing to just go past this nearly stage and actually start talking about what both of you really want, it might be possible as soon as the lockdown conditions in your area are lifted, that you two could actually get together and meet each other face to face. And of course, it's only when we meet somebody face to face that we can really see if what we thought we were picking up about them is actually true in real life. So it's not a negative reading right now, although the timing for this is what makes it as negative, gives it the negative aspects. So, this person who may just be in it for whatever they can get, if they're willing to spend time working on the relationship, you could actually end up with something that might be fairly substantial. But it's going to take work, and I'm still not sure, looking at the Queen of Cups reversed and the Wheel of Fortune, if either you or your potential partner is actually ready for this kind of commitment right now. So that is the message that the cards have for you. I do hope this is going to give you some insight. Please leave a comment below. I would really, really be interested to find out if the little Lenormand cards actually gave you some added insight, because I love the way that they work. Right, now the last pack of cards is covered by the blue dice, and the blue dice says we're going to take every third card for you. So we'll just do like 1, 2, 3. There we go. The 5 of Swords. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now I have to talk to you about these cards. Let me just move that dice out the way. The 5 of Swords is a card that always speaks about conflict and argument. So whether you are currently in a very stressed state, or the person you're speaking to is stressed due to the lockdown requirements, this could mean that either one of you is perhaps maybe just a little bit impatient, a little bit short, or not as communicative as you should be or you could be, just due to circumstances beyond everybody's control. The next card, which is the Moon, suggests that there's a lot of intuition, emotion, worry, and whenever the Moon and the 5 of Swords are together, it always suggests that there's tension and maybe disagreements, maybe people just don't quite see eye to eye or get the point, or somebody may find it difficult to actually speak about their real feelings. And whenever the Moon is reversed, it sometimes recommends that you be very careful, because what you're being told may not be the real issue. So, everybody doesn't like, no, let's rephrase that. A lot of people don't like admitting their real feelings. And sometimes we don't always know exactly what we're feeling. So we sometimes will say things that put us in a different kind of light. So communication in this relationship is going to be extremely important, and honest and clear communication, which at this point in time, I'm not quite sure is possible. 1, 2, 3. The 4 of Pentacles, the next card, suggests that somebody may be feeling insecure and very protective. As you can see, he's holding his coins right close to his chest, trying to protect himself. So whoever's feeling insecure, maybe you or your partner, is not going to be emotionally generous or giving. So if you're the kind of person who wants to feel that you're getting in touch with the other person's real essence, these cards are saying it's not possible right now. 1, 2, 3. The last card, the Star, suggests that sometimes you need to be very clear about what you really are looking for in a relationship. Because if you're not clear, it's very easy to get sidetracked and drawn into somebody else's story, somebody else's drama, instead of looking for a relationship that will actually help both of you to grow and to build something that is not just a good friendship, but something that's really healing and nurturing and nourishing for all parties concerned. So looking at these cards here, and looking at what your Lenormand card, your advice card suggests, well, the snake in Lenormand, as everywhere else, the snake can sometimes indicate somebody's got very contorted motives. Somebody might be angry, there might be outright deception, and of course, the snake sits right over the moon where it's a strong possibility somebody's not being honest. Maybe there's somebody else in the background. Maybe somebody just has a desire to punish somebody, and that you or the other person might be talking to each other because they maybe want to punish somebody else, or maybe because they're just looking for something for themselves and not for anybody else. But whenever the snake and the moon come up, the card suggests please be very careful. I'm sure you don't want to be hurt more than you deserve to be, and I don't always believe that people deserve to be hurt anyway. So take your time, check things out. Don't let your gut feeling like, oh, this is the one, anchor you into a relationship with somebody who's not being forgiving and as affectionate as you really need. So I hope this gives you some insight, and that eventually you can clarify what you really want in a relationship, and then work through whatever issues you're picking up here, and ask yourself if this is what you really deserve to have. I hope this is going to help you find some clarity in whether the person that you're talking to actually is interested in a relationship with you. And if you find this clarity, please let me know. I really appreciate your comments. I love to hear how the cards give you insight or point out something that you didn't really know. And that's what I find interesting about the cards, is they will often tell us what we need to know, maybe not what we want to hear. And sometimes that can be quite bruising. But at the end of the day, your goal is to find clarity. And that's my goal. I like to use the cards to give you clarity, to help you find insight, and create a strategy for how you're going to live your very best life. I really appreciate your comments and your suggestions for the subject of readings. In fact, today's reading actually came about because of someone's question about how do you tell if someone's really interested when you're talking to them via social media or on a dating site. So keep those comments coming. I really try to answer them all in person. And remember, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the subscription button and hit the notification button so you can be one of the first people to know when I'm uploading new videos. Thank you so much for watching.